Hi guys, so as I said in my previous video that I'll try and upload a video on how to get the general solution of anything in this form. So this is it. We are going to learn how to get the general solution, and after that we use our previous example, that was this one, to verify if indeed our general solution is correct. Alright, so just as I showed you in my previous video, square both sides. You're going to have this and get x plus y 2 roots xy. Now mind you, as I said in my previous video, if here is minus, here too becomes minus. It actually doesn't change the two equations you are going to find though. It's just that makes it possible for the adjustments made here, that's the minus over here, because if here is minus and then you still go by this one, although you arrive at the same values for x and y, but your final answer might change. Instead of minus, it will still be plus. Okay, so we get x plus y by comparing the whole number part here is a, whole number part here is x plus y, so x plus y is equal to a. That will be our first equation. Comparing the third part, we have 2 roots xy equals b root c. Okay, so square both sides. 2 squared is 4, roots xy all squared will be xy equals, we get b squared roots c all squared will be c. So from here we make y the subject. Y will be equal to b squared c over 4x, right? Let's name this as our equation 2. So we have to solve these two equations simultaneously for x and y. That's our main motive. Okay, so we put the value of y into the first equation. So x plus y is now b squared c over 4x, and it's equal to a. Okay, multiply through by x, we get x squared plus b squared c over 4 equals ax. Now, because this is in the form of expression, you can use the general quadratic formula, or sometimes known as the almighty formula, to solve it. So you can use the method of completing square to also solve it. In this video I'm using the method of completing square. You can also use other ways to get your value of x, or to make x a subject from it. So bring this to this side and send this to the other side. It's positive, so it becomes minus b squared c over 4. So using method of completing square, x squared minus ax. But with the method of completing square, you multiply the coefficient of x, in this case is negative a, you multiply it by half, which is negative a on 2, then you square it, and then you add it to both sides, so something like this, minus b squared c over 4 plus the same thing here, minus a on 2 all square. Now method of completing square teaches us that the whole of this is the same thing as x minus a on 2 all square, and it will be equal to minus b squared c over 4. This will be a square on 4. We have x minus a on 2 all squared equals, they share a common denominator, so we can now write this as this all on 4. Square root both sides, so we have x minus a on 2, no need for the brackets though. Now square root always gives us plus or minus, but as I said in my previous video, that x should always be greater than y. If you have to go with the plus or minus, we will still get the same thing back, because of that condition that this should be greater than this. We only pick the positive roots. Positive roots are greater than negative roots, so we don't have to bring the plus or minus. So we go to square root of a squared minus b squared c. Okay, so the square root of 4 is actually 2, so we have something like this. Okay, so yeah, to make x a subject, we bring this to the side. We get a over 2 plus root a squared minus b squared c over 2, sharing a common denominator, so you can combine them and write them as this, a squared minus b squared c all on 2, and that will be our final value of x. Okay, now from equation 1 here, we can write that y will be equal to a minus x, right? Y will be equal to, that, we bring the x to this side, a minus x. So now that we know the value of x, we just have to put it in this relation to find the value of y. So our y will now be a minus the whole of x, which is this expression. So a plus root a squared minus b squared c over 2. Now we can combine this expression. The LCM will be 2. 2 times a is 2a minus the whole of this. So negative will make this one minus a. Then the negative will make this plus here also minus. So minus root a squared minus b squared c all over 2. And now we can simplify this. 2a minus a is a. So we have a minus root a squared minus b squared c all on 2. And that will be our value for y. Now you can compare the values of x and y. That this one is just the how do I input it, like the conjugate of this one, or let me say this is a positive root and then this one is a negative root. So this is the negative root of this. So this means if we had used if we had considered the negative root here too would have also changed to positive. So this is the general solution, that if you have any kind of surd in this formula, then you have to find the square roots. This is the final or the general solution. Okay, so this is it. So let's test it with this what we solved in our previous example. Now comparing this one with roots a plus b root c, a is equal to 9, b is equal to 6, and c is equal to 2. So that means if you had to put the values of a, b, and c into these two, you should get the answer that we had in our previous example, which was I think root 6 plus root 3. You should get the same thing. So our x will be a, which is 9, so 9 plus square roots of a squared, that will be 9 squared minus b squared, b is 6, so 6 squared, multiplying c, our c is 2, all divided by 2, right? Our y2 will be the same thing as this, just that here changes to minus. So we have 9 minus roots 9 squared minus 6 squared multiplying 2 all on 2. Okay, so 9 plus 9 squared is 81, 6 squared is 36, and 6 times 2 is 72. So 81 minus 72 is I think it's is it 9 or so. Yeah, I think it's 9. So square root of 9 all over 2. That means here so automatically will be this. Root 9 is 3, so 9 plus 3 is 12 over 2. So 9 minus 3 will be 6 on 2. 12 over 2 is 6. 6 over 2 is 3. Alright. So that means 9 plus 6 root 2, which was root x plus root y. X is 6 and then y is 3. That will be our final answer. So that means this general solution is correct. I have actually not tested it with other questions though, but I'm sure this one is very correct. All right. Okay, so you can try it with this sign here being negative. I mean, if you have something like this, root a minus b root c course root x minus root y. Try it and then look to see if you'll be able to find the general solution. And if you're able to do it, you must get the same thing as this one that we have over here. The only thing that changes is that this sign here will no more be positive, but it will be negative. Okay, so thank you for watching, and probably see you in my next video. Please do well to like, subscribe, and then turn on the notification so that you don't miss any video that I upload. Okay, so goodbye, and have a nice day.